Season 3 of Squid Game has finally premiered, leaving us with a shocking ending, but also several questions. Was this really the end of Gi-hun? Will there be a continuation of the series? These are questions we will answer today in this video. We will explain the ending of Season 3, analyze the message of the story, and reveal all the secrets you need to know. Ready? The final season tells the story of Gi-hun after failing in his rebellion. He has lost the will to live, but the games must go on, so our protagonists must play by the rules of the tournament if they want to live. Terrible events occur here. We lose many of the protagonists in rather sad ways, and others end up showing themselves to be so evil that they are unrecognizable. Perhaps most relevant is that the pregnant player gives birth but unfortunately cannot protect her baby, so Gun takes it upon himself to protect her. This baby restores Gi-hun's faith, and he reaches the final with the goal of saving her. The series ends with Gi-hun, but only one person is allowed to win, either the baby or him. So, to everyone's surprise, Gi-hun sacrifices his life to save her. This sacrifice had a great effect on several characters. First of all, the frontman. Let's talk about him from the beginning. He had a philosophical battle against Gi-hun. The frontman always defended the idea that human beings are evil and deserve to die. On the other hand, Gi-hun is someone who always defended the value and goodness of people. The entire season has been about how both ideologies clash. Before the grand finale, the frontman offered Gi-hun a knife and asked him to use it to eliminate the players from the dormitory. This was the frontman's final test. If Gi-hun accepted, it would have proven that everyone can be corrupted. With that, the frontman would have won, but Gun did not accept the deal. When Gi-hun won the final, he only had two options: lose the baby into the void or throw himself. Gi-hun chose the second option because of his own nature. He was always a good man and always will be. The frontman could never corrupt him. Gi-hun knew he no longer had any allies. He did not have the power to destroy the games, but at least he could send a message. This message was heard by the frontman, who changed. In the end, we saw how he took the baby and cared for her for 6 months. He also gave her to his brother so she could have a good life. This was a clear sign that he had returned to the side of the good guys. The previous frontman had no respect for life, but with Gi-hun's sacrifice, he understood what it means to be human, and that is why he cared for the baby. Gi-hun's sacrifice also gave hope to soldier number 11. She was suffering from having abandoned her daughter in North Korea and even tried to take her own life herself, but when she saw Gi-hun's sacrifice, she regained her faith. That's why in the end we saw her looking for her daughter again. Thanks to Gi-hun, she understood that there are good people in the world and that it's worth fighting for. Season 3 focused on showing us the true essence of human beings. At various moments, they showed us that we all have a nature and can modify it a little, but in the end, we will always show our true colors. Gi-hun was a good person until the end of his days. The frontman was also good. He became corrupt along the way, but in the end, he returned, and the other characters also demonstrate this. We have examples such as Dae-ho. He was a cowardly man who lied all the time to survive. He was never a Marine, nor did he know how to use weapons. He only joined Gi-hun because he thought that with them, he would be safe. Even in his last moments, he cowardly attacked Gi-hun with a hidden knife. He was a coward and a liar from the beginning and in the end as well. There are also brighter sides to human beings. For example, let's talk about player 120. She showed strength, intelligence, and the ability to win games, but most importantly, she was a good person. Unfortunately, this kindness led to her death while protecting her friends. She started out as a kind person and ended up the same way. The entire season 3 was about how people show their true colors in the end. Now, I want to talk about the YouTuber player MG Coin. This character is really interesting and revealed himself to be the big villain of the season. He started the story as a selfish and cowardly guy. He abandoned his pregnant girlfriend and was only interested in money. Many of us thought he would change, but when the grand finale arrived, he only showed his true colors. He was manipulative and calculating to eliminate the other players in the final. Many of us believed he was doing it to save his baby, but later he showed that he never cared about his little girl. He was willing to sacrifice her to save himself and take the money. This was really dark. This character has similarities to Sang-woo from season 1. Both are ruthless, intelligent, and calculating. These types of people are the ones who have every chance of winning the tournament. However, Gi-hun is darker. Sang was treacherous and evil in the past, but in the final, he chose to eliminate himself to give Gi-hun the victory. He did this so that Gi-hun could help his indebted mother. Sang-woo chose to sacrifice himself to save his mother and his friend. In other words, Sang-woo found dignity and light in his final moments. In essence, he was a good person who did bad things. On the other hand, Gi-hun was a bad person from start to finish. He made it very clear that he preferred to sacrifice his daughter in order to live. This guy is actually the ultimate representation of darkness. I can assure you that he is the worst in the entire series, worse than player number 100. Gi-hun is a brutal villain and perfectly represents the essence of the Squid Game. Let's move on to a relevant question. What will happen to the games after Gi-hun's sacrifice? The frontman activated the island's self-destruction mechanism, thus eliminating all evidence, and the pink guards evacuated the island along with the VIPs. They didn't arrest anyone, so once again, the police were useless. With the destruction of the island, we can guess that the games will not continue in Korea, but will move to other parts of the world. That's why in the final scene, we see the frontman in the United States. Here, he witnesses a woman playing takji with a man. So nothing has ended in the world. There are more recruiters and more games. Let's move on to the important question. Will there be a continuation of the series? The answer is yes. They are currently working on a spin-off centered in the United States. We don't know anything about who will star in it, but it will most likely be with new actors outside of Korea. The final scene made it very clear that Squid Game is global and will continue to exist in every country. Therefore, there will be more Squid Game, but it will be very different from what we have already seen. The only character who could return is the frontman, since he abandoned the path of evil and could be of great help to a new protagonist. Let's talk about the police officer once again. His story was quite disappointing. He failed to arrest anyone or uncover his brother's secrets. However, the series gave us a positive message about his adventure. The front man gave him the baby along with the money she earned. This was a clear message to his brother that he had changed. From the beginning, the cop thought his brother had hope of saving himself and redeeming himself. The message with the baby represents that redemption. In the end, the cop was right. His brother returned to the side of the good guys. They will probably never meet, but this should be enough. In conclusion, the ending of the series is totally philosophical. It was all about an ideological battle between the front man and Gi-hun. They both had different perspectives on life, and in the end, Gun won. He showed that despite any adversity, there are still good people in the world. He never became corrupt and preferred to die rather than hand over the baby. His sacrifice did not destroy the games, but it did change many people. Furthermore, Gun's sacrifice is a message for the entire audience. People can be evil, dark, and bloodthirsty, but there are also good people who will do the right thing. That would be the message of the season, but that's all for today. If you liked the video, it would help me a lot if you left a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe because I'll be uploading more videos of your favorite series and movies. Thanks for listening. See you in the future.